nothing for you. Good episode. We'll see you next week.
Come to golf outing.
Drink to golf outing.
Drink DV.
Yeah, drink booze better. And how's your 4th?
My 4th is good. You were in Wisconsin and you refused to see me. That's true.
Yeah.
Let's put it on. Let's put it in on the other. I texted Michael. I said, "Hey, you're gonna be home for the 4th. Do you want to go golf?"
Yeah.
And then he said, "No, I'm already golfing with my dad, so that's fine."
Yeah.
So then I texted him, "Hey, well, we are having a pool party. Come on over." A bunch of my friends were having a big pool party, and
I
didn't show up. So he's avoiding me.
I'm actively avoiding you. I think that might be the worst part about going away for a while and coming back for a short period of time, is you try to appease everyone and see everyone. And then it ends up like, I felt like all I did this weekend, I was relaxing, I enjoyed myself, was drive. And back and forth. And you know what? I'm very thankful I got to see everyone. I got to spend a lot of time with my family. But it was a lot of driving. And
yeah, at least you didn't have to drive to St. Francis, for a pool party or to the golf course with me. It's fine. Don't worry about that.
That's tough. Did you end up golfing on the 4th?
Yeah, we ended up golfing on the 4th. We went to Rivermore.
Okay.
Which we've golfed before.
Yeah. It's a nice narrow course.
Yeah, small greens is what the big thing about Rivermore is. But the funny thing is, it was on the 4th, so we're driving through Franklin and then you drive through Waterford.
Mm-hmm.
Both towns were having a parade that day, and we golfed at 9 a.m. So we went through those towns around 8-ish, and people were already setting
Camped
their
out.
chairs up.
Yeah.
Drinking beers, having an ice cream sandwich. It was.
It's American as hell. I love it.
I don't know if that's American or more like, what are we doing?
We're celebrating. On the 4th. The 4th was the least feeling 4th of July I've had in a while, because I went golfing with my dad and his buddies Friday morning. Got rained on a little bit. Ended up making it through, which is nice, and then ends up clearing up that day, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady, she called me. She's like, "We're like you to meet my 2 other friends' boyfriends. So we'll go downtown. We'll have a couple drinks and drive back and stuff like that." And I remember leaving Indeed Brewery and walking to the Harp, and I was like, it just doesn't feel like the 4th. This just feels like. No, we didn't walk to the Harp. We drove and then parked somewhere. Then walked to the Harp.
Okay.
Either
okay.
way.
I was like,
it's a far walk. That'd be a far walk.
Indeed?
Yeah.
That's
yeah. Not like anyone really is going to understand that, but
no,
it's,
this is all logistic.
But I was like, it just doesn't feel like the 4th. And it's because my mom's fireworks in Waterford, Tishigan area, that was all Saturday. So it's let's plan our 4th of July for the 5th, and the 5th felt like the 4th of July for me. But I was like, everyone is out and celebrating right now. 4th of July, decked out in red, white, and blue. And I'm like, nah, it's the night before 4th of July for me. And yeah.
Yeah. With the 4th being on a Friday, I did not know what day it was at all.
So
this
confusing.
Yeah. It was very my mind couldn't wrap my head around that Saturday wasn't Sunday. So it was very crazy.
I was with you. I thought Saturday was Sunday. I thought Sunday was Saturday because I didn't leave till last night. And it's Monday came around. I was like, I don't know what to do with myself. I was just there. Monday, all I did was help my mom do household chores. I was like, let's clean up the house. Let's put some stuff in the attic. Let's really start organizing this house. I was useless.
Could have came to Bremen.
No, because my flight was at 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But yeah,
it was fun. My 4th was, Fun. I went to Summerfest, which
It's not like you. I don't think that's not a you move.
not a me move. Also, not. There was no bands that any of us were going to see, except Josh. Josh, future and past guest Josh Smith.
He's in a band?
He wanted to go see a band. He wanted to go see a band called Baby Metal, which after the podcast you can look up. It is yeah. So we all had free tickets. Like a group of us had like free tickets. We probably had a group of 8 going, and Josh is the only one that's going to leave and go to a metal band concert. So we like got some Corn and tried to went to DJ Mondo and
Mondo.
And it was supposed to be Drake night, and he didn't play any Drake songs for the first like 15 minutes that we stayed. We're like, what is going on?
I love Mondo. Summerfest, we talked about going on the 4th, and Rachel's like, tickets are $30 now. I was like, I swear last year they were $17, or like the last time I went.
Yeah.
Like growing up, I always just had free tickets, so I never really understood that like you had to pay to get into Summerfest. And now at Summerfest, as you get older, it's like I better have a free ticket or really like one of the free stage bands.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm going. Otherwise, I'm not just going to hang out. That was a high school, early college thing. You hang out underneath the Miller Lite sign, you get some booze, and you just get after it, and then you try and use your fake ID to get in downtown later. Like that's
you couldn't like the kids, which makes me feel so young when I say this.
The kids.
They were all just like herding like in the alleyway, like in the walkway. Like they were just trying to like just stand there and like hope someone buys them a beer or something.
Exactly.
I don't know. But it was just like so packed. It was so like they were just passing around one joint, smoking weed, and it was just like, man, I don't want to be here at all.
I love watching the secretiveness of it. You're like, you guys aren't being sneaky at all. We all know you're doing it. And the best part is we were the same people. And I think that's the beautiful part of life is you get to go through it, think you're cocky, you're confident. And then as you get older, you're like, damn, we sucked. People just let it happen.
Yeah. And also it's like these people, they came in with water packs on their back. Like, how did you get that in?
Really?
And then, someone also had a basketball in there. How did you get a basketball in here? Also, why did you bring a basketball in
They
here?
had to have won it from a game.
No.
Also, if you're playing
it was an actual basketball. It wasn't like one that you like, that's one from No, this basketball has been outside and played with for a while. It was
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if it's one of the people that I never thought of this. You ever tried sneaking in on the rocks before? Just like you kind of go to, they just were playing like some street ball down the street, and they're just like, let's just walk the rocks and just get in for free, which I think is a great idea.
I don't think I've ever done that, but
no.
I mean,
I've snuck booze in every which way into Summerfest, every which way. I've had some Gooch Captain Morgan. I've had some boot whiskey, up the sleeves, everything. It's Waist Bandit. Oh, those are good times. Good times. The only thing I want from I just blew it from Summerfest is a Saz's platter. That's it.
Yeah, Saz's platter I heard went up in price, which everyone was talking about. But the corn was what I really wanted. I need some corn in my life. Some sweet corn, roasted sweet corn is you can't get it anywhere.
You can't get roasted sweet corn anywhere in Wisconsin.
I'm just
pull off
saying,
the
like,
side of the road and pick it.
Yeah, you can get it, but it's the best from like Summerfest or a big fair or whatever it is.
From a fair, absolutely. I think I'm gonna go. I think we're gonna do the Renaissance Fair here in the next couple of weeks, and I'm getting one of the big turkey legs. That's the only way I want to eat a turkey leg in my life is a Renaissance Fair.
Renaissance man.
Yeah, big. Yeah, I got to get my plated armor and huzzah.
Did you get it? Are you getting it at all? You dressing up?
What's funny is I went to my grandpa's who we're trying to clean out his property, and I found gold plated Roman armor. I was like, I should take this and wear it. He was a hoarder, so he bought we think he bought a truck full of costume jewelry because in his house were 20 to 25 boxes of just plastic jewelry that you would use for a movie set or something or a play.
Yeah.
And there was gold-plated armor. I'm like, I want this. I want there's bull horns. I'm getting those shipped to me soon. They're going right above my desk. And Rachel's not thrilled with that one.
You're gonna put them on top of your car.
Oh, I might glue them to my car.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That would be amazing.
That's funny. Yeah, other than that, the 4th was good. I saw too many fireworks. I played a game on the 3rd, which is fun within itself. But one of the games, there was a fireworks after the game, and they had this 12-year-old girl sing the national anthem, and she was good. She was great singing the national anthem. But in the middle, they're like, and the bomb's bursting, and they shoot off a firework like halfway through, and it was the loudest firework I've ever heard in my entire life. I felt so sorry for that 12-year-old girl just trying to sing the anthem, and there's just bombs blowing up around her.
There was a guy a few houses down from we were hanging out with some neighbors, and there was a guy that I think he bought fireworks that just made noise. I mean, like the ones that boom, that sound like you're going to get the big, colorful flower, nothing. And you would get like a warning or boom, and then I was like, all right. And then sometimes you wouldn't get the warning. And they were doing this at like 7 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was like, I don't mean to be like the old guy here, but this is obnoxious right now. Like there isn't even something to look at. You're just making noise, and it's annoying. And then I was like, why aren't we getting a warning for some of these? And I look over, and after one of the non-warning ones, I just see water shooting up. I go, they're just tossing fireworks into the lake, and I think they're fishing. And some mom came up near us and goes, but why do you guys want to go call the cops on them? I was like, all right, we're not going to do
that. They changed the down by the lake. They usually do the fireworks, but they changed it to a drone show this year, which I like.
I hate that.
I love it. Love it.
That's so un-American. That is, and I bet you all those drones were made in China.
Drones are un-American?
I bet you all those drones were made in China. They aren't like UAV drones.
Drones are pretty American.
Oh, they're American, but those drones were not made in America.
Oh, you think your fireworks were made in America, you idiot?
I bet you a lot of them are. I bet you a lot of them are made over the border. Have you ever been to Phantom Fireworks? How crazy it is that it's legal to buy fireworks in Wisconsin, but illegal to set them off. That's American. That is American, right? You can buy them, but if you light them off, we're gonna arrest the shit out of you.
I like the drone ones because everyone's dog is probably just freaking out about the fireworks, and then B, it's also like a veteran. They don't like fireworks, so like people that fight overseas in the military or anywhere in the military who has PTSD, to honor them we just blow up a bunch of stuff. It's like very stupid.
I get why we do it, but
yeah,
Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Sooner or later Santa's just gonna be his sleigh's gonna be pulled by drones, and I don't like it.
Wait, isn't in the Santa Claus it's powered by caring?
Is what?
I thought in one of the Santa Claus movies it's powered by people believing in him.
It depends on which Santa Claus you believe in. I'm a Tim Allen reindeer guy. I think if you're one of the Christmas Chronicles, it's like you need the Christmas spirit. That's what powers his sleigh. I think, and then the reindeer just for show at this point. It's like the bullhorns on my car. Yeah, that's I don't know. The drone's cool. I've seen a few drone shows. They're very impressive. But, I mean, maybe throw in like 1 or 2 fireworks, and the drones could be like fireworks incoming in 3, 2, 1. And then give them a warning. Cover your dog's ears.
But, so whatever.
I get it for veteran's sake.
How did you golf? We have a golf outing coming up August 23rd if anyone wants to get in.
We have a golf outing?
We have a golf outing August 23rd.
Yeah, soon.
So,
I need teams ASAP, otherwise I'm going to cancel this.
I need to send another friend the thing. He asked me last week to send him it, and I forgot.
Cool. He needs to sign up soon because the price goes up in 2 weeks, actually.
Okay.
How'd I golf? Thursday afternoon when I golfed, not great. But this okay, I could get into this for a while about golfing now. I Thursday used my brother's clubs. He's got brand new irons. His wedges are all the same brand. He's got the TaylorMade Sim driver. I got the M6 went underneath. And I was like, you know what? Like, this shouldn't be that bad, but I'm gonna have some adjusting to do. And I think I shot like a 92 the first day. And you know what? For new clubs, I was all right with it. And it was hotter than hell that afternoon. Shot an 88 4th of July morning. And I was starting to realize, like, these clubs, they go much far. Like, my clubs are literally from the 90s. And Steven's are from the 2020s. And I'm hitting 9 irons 20 to 25 yards farther than I do with my clubs. Yeah. And it was so fun. I felt like a big swinging dick. I was like, oh, 160, 9 iron, sure.
Yeah, yeah. You can reach things so easier.
Well, not having to go down to like a long iron was so nice. Like, oh, 170, pull out the 8, swing hard.
Yeah, you can just pop it up and let it fly. You know, those are fun.
It was so nice. I looked at my dad because my dad gave me his old clubs. He goes, your clubs aren't that old. I go, remember your old set you had? He goes, yeah, those are the ones you have. I go, no, I have the older ones of those. He goes, oh, shit. I was like, yeah. Just getting clubs from the 2010s, I think, would help me improve.
I think you should get new clubs.
That's what I'm going to do when I turn 30 next year. I'm going to go to Europe and I'm going to get myself new clubs. And then I'm going to live in a box because that together will be $45,000.
That's fair.
That's all I want. Fair. New clubs. Yeah. And the one thing I don't like, he's got the 2-ball putter, like the ones with the whatever. I hate that. It sounds like you're hitting a rock.
A 2-ball putter? I don't know what that is.
It's just not good. I don't like it. And I don't know. Every club was nice. I'm like, dude, we'll get you a new putter.
Yeah. We were going low. I think everyone shot, pretty good on Saturday, Friday. Everyone shot really good, so we were going low. I think I shot 84.
Nice.
Just had some really good shots, and it felt like my favorite thing is played the whole day, 1 ball.
Oh, that's such a good. I was net 1 ball, and I got my brother some extra balls. I was like, you hit him like maybe a little off. You're like, I'm gonna do a quick little search. When my dad's in the woods, I'm like, oh, here's 6 more balls. Put them in the bag.
Yeah, I didn't have to
nice
go.
Course?
Hey, you have to be like, hey, throw me another ball, like from the thing. That's one of the most embarrassing things ever.
Oh, my favorite is like if I'm not looking and I'm playing with my dad, and you can hear a shot, and you're like, oh, that sounds good or that sounds bad. You can kind of tell if you golf long enough. And I'd be like peeing. I'm just finishing up. I'm like, hear him hit. I'm like, oh, that's a good shot. And I turn around. He's already got his hand in his pocket putting a ball down. I go, all right, yeah, not good. When you got another ball on the tee before your first ball lands, you're fed up with the way you're playing. You're like,
if you already have a ball in your pocket, you already know it's not going well.
Sometimes I'll put the breakfast ball in my pocket, and I just put it in the back pocket.
That's not what you're supposed to do.
I know you're not supposed to, but I'll put it in the back pocket, or I'll put it on the ground, then put it back in my pocket, and then it's just in there. But yeah, I try not to have like anything in my pockets. I am superstitious though. If I'm playing well, first couple holes, and I realize my wallet is still in my back left pocket, and I take it out and I hit a bad shot, that wallet goes back in my pocket. I was like, I like that. I'm just used to that motion. I'm used to that swing.
Yeah, I usually my rule is if you have a beer, don't crack it until your first bad swing. Then you need it.
Oh, absolutely. You don't start drinking until you have kind of a blow up.
Yeah, I wouldn't say even a blow up, just till you have a bad swing or a bad shot. You're like, all right, maybe we'll be all right.
I mean, a bad shot, as long as it's like a good swing, like, oh, I mishit it a little bit or I pushed it. I mean, like, you just completely got behind it. You skull fucked it. You topped the drive, and it's like it didn't make it to the lady sees. Then you crack open the beer. Or if you're playing well and you're 7 holes in, then you can maybe have a sip.
Yeah. But, all right, we can get to the game.
Let's do it.
My camera.
Let's do it, because I don't even know. Why am I getting off the screen? Oh, this is perfect. We're at 20 minutes. What do we got for a game today?
So for the game today, we're going to do a little fun game called Good Person, Bad Person.
Okay.
Now I'm going to read you a quote, and you have to tell me if it's from a good person or it's from a bad person.
Oh, this is incredible. All right.
So,
Good person, bad person. All right. How many of these are Hitler?
I have 16 of these quotes, and I'm not going to tell you who they are until after. So,
are these all real people, or there's some fictional like movie characters in here? How many times am I in here?
That I cannot say. But
okay, so I'm definitely in here.
All you have to say is good person or bad person.
Good person, bad person. All right.
Yes. All right, here we go for the first quote. If you can feed 100 people, if you can't feed 100 people, then feed just one. Is that a good person or is that a bad person?
I think that's a good person.
You are correct. That's Mother Teresa. If you can't feed 100 people, then feed one.
Yeah, it's a I don't even know how you'd spin that in a bad way.
Yeah. The victor will never be asked if he told the truth. Is that a good person or the bad person?
That's got to be a bad person.
That's Adolf Hitler. That's a bad person.
Yeah.
You were 2 for 2. I should write down how many. Hang on, let me get
2 for 2. The victor will never be. That's right there being like, listen, I'm going to cheat my way through this, or I'm going to do some nasty, nasty things.
Yeah. All right. Michael's 2 for 2. All right, here we go. Another quote. I don't know the key to success, but the key to failure is trying to please everybody. Is that a good person or a bad person?
I think that's a good person.
You are incorrect. That's Bill Cosby.
Well, it depends on who you're talking to. It depends on the Bill Cosby. Is it pre-sleeping pill? Is it post-sleeping pill? Do you think he was always doing the sleeping pills?
No matter what. Either way.
Okay, here's
Bill
a
Cosby's
question.
in the wrong. Are you pro Bill Cosby?
I'm not pro Bill Cosby. The Cosby Show I did like growing up.
I bet. I can tell.
Well, here's like I guess maybe it's a philosophy question. Let's say you have teenage Adolf Hitler, who's totally like a fine, normal person, good morals, and then something happens to him that makes him a bad person, and he's bad Adolf Hitler. If you had a quote from like 12-year-old Adolf Hitler, and he actually truly meant well, would that be considered a quote from a good or a bad person? Because you're not the same person.
It's still a quote from a bad person. You don't get to change the person just because they said it earlier.
But the person changes all the time. You're not the same person you were 10 years ago.
Yeah,
do you think you're a better person today than you were 10 years ago?
Yeah, but then you're not you're saying any quote I said before this doesn't affect me.
No, I'm saying like, what are you consider? Like if I said,
I'm considering the person the bad person.
Okay, it's a bad person.
You're pro Bill Cosby. I get it. All right, here's the next quote. Each one of us matters, has a role to play, and makes a difference.
That's a good person.
That is a very good person. That's Jane Goodall.
Jane Goodall.
Good in her name. Yeah. What did Jane Goodall do? Who's Jane Goodall?
Is that the gorilla lady?
That is the gorilla lady. There you go.
Yeah. The silverback gorillas?
Yeah.
I took a primates class in college.
Ooh, there you go. That's fun.
Bonobos are the only primate other than us to fuck human style. Moving on.
The sock brand?
What?
Did you say bonobos is the only one?
Yeah, the bonobo monkey.
Oh. I thought the sock brand.
Yeah, they fuck missionary.
Death is the greatest form of love. Is that a good person or a bad person?
Death is the greatest form of love? Death. What could they be talking about? Death is the greatest form of love. Like, I killed you. I love you so much. That could be a Dahmer quote. Death is the greatest form of love. Once they die, you realize how much you love them. I'm going to go on a limb and say this is a good person.
Do you think Charles Manson is a good person?
Again, it depends on who you ask. But no, it's a bad person. Wasn't Charles Manson like a CIA experiment too, though?
Now you're getting too much into your dad. Now I'm losing you. You golfed way too long with your father. I have sworn to only live free. Is that a good person or a bad person?
What? Say that again.
I have sworn to only live free. Is that a good person or a bad person?
Again, I see the good in people. We've known that from this podcast. I see the good in people. I'm going to say this is a good person.
It's Osama bin Laden.
Damn it. Okay. Again, depends on who you ask. That's the title of this episode. Depends on who you ask.
That's not depends on who you ask. It's not easy being cheesy. Is that a good person?
That's a good person.
That is Chester Cheetah from...
Shit.
Okay. All right. Pride is more difficult to subdue than a wild lion.
That's a good person as well. Is this like Steve Irwin?
That's Genghis Khan.
Fuck. He's talking about pride? All right.
Yeah. I'm a good person, but with many defects. Is that a good person or a bad person?
This sounds like something I would say to defend something like, depends on who you ask about Bill Cosby. I'm going to say good person.
That's Enrique Iglesias.
You know, I bet you there are some women out there who think he's a bad person. I think that's pretty ambiguous answer, yeah.
Yeah. The weak
this should be
can
called,
never...
This should be called, is it a person or someone who's killed a lot of people?
Here we go. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is an attribute of the strong. Is that a good person or a bad person?
Bad person.
That is a good person. That's Mahatma Gandhi.
Fuck, I am not doing good. I'm overthinking these.
You were doing great, and now you're just on a bad streak.
I'm on a bad streak, yeah. I got like 3 or 4 correct now.
I believe in one thing only, and the power of the human will.
This is a good person.
That is a bad person. That's Joseph Stalin.
Fuck. You know, some of these are good quotes. You just put them in the right person's mouth.
Exactly. Now you're starting to get the game.
Yeah. You put them in the right person's mouth. This different game.
Is it in your hands to make a better world for all who live in it? I agree.
This has to be a good person.
That is correct. That's Nelson Mandela.
Okay. I couldn't fuck that one up. Like when he says I agree in there.
Yeah. If you want to shine like the sun, first you must burn like it.
Bad person.
That is correct. That's Adolf Hitler.
I'm 2 for 2 on the Hitler quotes. What does that say about me? Student of the game.
No job is too big. No pup is too small.
Oh my God, is this Michael Vick? Bad person.
This is a good person. This is Ryder from Paw Patrol.
Who is that?
All right. 2 more left. Probably more excited to see my cat than anything today. Exclamation point.
This is me. Good person.
Depends on who you ask. But that is correct. That is you.
Yes.
And last but not least, pars are possible. Is that a good person or is that a bad person?
Oh, this is the greatest person on the list. This is past, future, forever guest, hard rock, screamo fan, Joshua Smith. That is a great person. Pars
1, 2,
are
3, 4,
possible.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of 16.
I was going for 8. I was all right with that.
Yeah. There you go.
I think there might have been only like 2 quotes in there like that's definitely a bad person. The rest depends on whose mouth it came out of. I thought there'd be more from me. But
if I was playing against someone else, probably.
Yeah. I know your little tricks. I know where I'll fit into some of these at some point. But I mean, speaking of which, I was very excited to see my cats this weekend. It was great. We almost got a cat like 2 weekends ago. A little fur ball running around here. If I do get a cat, I'll just hold it right here, like Jack did when he got his dog. I just do the Austin Powers. What's the bad guy's name in Austin Powers? Mr. Evil.
Dr.
Evil. And just
he has a doctorate in evil.
And there'll be my mini me.
Yeah, I played some pickleball with Jack. He's doing good.
Is he? How are his ankles?
Ankles were great. He had both braces on. You know,
Good.
he was ready to go. Yeah, we had some fun. We played the pickleball courts right underneath the overpass.
By the public market?
Yeah, played those.
Yeah,
so
that's a great court.
Fun.
It's a great court. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's a unique area. Who won? Because was it just you v. Jack, or was it couples? You won.
I won, but it was very close. And also, we went to Tiki afterwards.
Yeah, I went to Tiki too. It was great.
Yeah, and it's the first time I've been there. It's probably since we went that one time.
Yeah.
And then it was just so funny because we're watching people just be the weirdest people in the world. Like, there was a guy who would take his motorcycle and then was taking people for rides on motorcycle around the block from Tiki. He would just go up to him and be like, hey, you want to ride on my motorcycle?
And people were saying yes?
Yeah. Strangers were getting on. It was crazy.
Just full of love in Wisconsin. I love that people watching. You just open it up and you just kind of can see everything. It's top 3 bars, I think, in Milwaukee.
And then there was a person who showed up who sat by himself and was drinking. And I was like, I kind of know this person. And Jack and I were just looking at him, and I was like, who is that? And then it dawns on me who it is. It is my college one of the security guards that was like one of like the students that was a security guard, so like no one really respected him. But he was also just the weirdest dude. He thought he was going to go to the NFL playing in Division III football.
Those are always the weirdest guys that are like, you're definitely not going to go to the NFL. Yeah.
So then he made a YouTube tape of himself to give to or to send to NFL teams, and he talks to the camera before he does. He's like, hey, my name's this, and I'm 5'10", and I'm 160 pounds. I'm going to do a shuttle drill.
Oh.
And he does like a shuttle drill. We used to put them up like at a party. We'd be like, just put them up. If we knew that he was making the rounds, we'd just put it up on the TV, just in case he like ever like comes in and looks in. It's just his YouTube video of him doing the shuttle
You guys are so
drill.
mean.
That's not mean, but but it was him, and he must be still doing the thing of just like he was trying to talk to people, just like in the court trying to talk to people. I was like,
funny.
Oh man, he's still the same as he was back then. He was just a weird dude.
My favorite is like, I'm 5'10", 160, right there. Unless you're like, I'm auditioning, trying out for kicker, off. Like this.
yeah.
I'm 5'10", 160 pounds, and I want to play nose tackle. Delete. No one's looking at that. I had the guy I used to work with that told me, I was like, what do you do in your off time? He's like, well, I actually play semi-pro football, which I don't really think that's a thing. And he goes, I'm rehabbing my knee. We'll build this training program from the ground up, and then I'm going to go, he said, audition for the Green Bay Packers. And I was like, what?
The dedication for it is insane. And those people don't have like health insurance even.
Well, here's the thing. I think it's not dedication. It's delusion for some of it. And you know what? There are people who are generally trying. Like, I love when people have like dedicated, you're working towards something. It doesn't work out great. But there are people I think where it's like, I'm gonna do this, but they just tell you they're gonna do it, and like you just went home, and you're like, well, my knee hurts. I'm not doing anything. I'm not gonna do it. Like, I see what you eat. I see how you move. Like, you're white. You're not gonna play running back for the Green Bay Packers. I'm sorry. You're not John Kuhn.
There's people in your life that that I always think you should do a lot of the work in silence. Like, you're like, don't be talking about, like, don't film your workouts. Don't showcase that you're doing this, that. Just work out in silence or behind the scenes, towards the goal that you want.
Yeah.
Sure. Then maybe, when you hit your goal, then you can, say, but the people that just need to showcase or tell you that what they're doing all the time, it's like, that's not what we're supposed to be doing. Like, don't be, it's always, there's people in comedy that do that too. They're like, oh yeah, come to an open mic and see how funny I am. And it's like, dude, no, this is practice. This is not where, your audience needs to be. Keep working on getting funny, and then your audience will build itself.
Yeah, I agree with you there. With that being said, we do not have a golf outing August 23rd. We're not working towards making it great. I have done nothing at all. Nothing whatsoever. No work, no nothing. Please. No one's going to be there. It's going to be boring. We didn't just land another fun little prize pack for you guys, potentially another one, and maybe a third here after I have a conversation or don't have a conversation. We don't have fun little giveaways. We don't have unlimited booze. We don't have a good time.
We don't have comedians that roast you.
We're not even
make fun of you.
Golfing.
Yeah. It's not at Deer Tract Golf Club in Oconomowoc, August 23rd. Please do not come out, or please do not sign up on this form that we will link at our social media.
Yeah, that's already in every description since we started working on this outing. That isn't in every description. Yeah. It is. You know what? This is getting hard to keep up as a little bit, so let's end it right now before I don't get upset. In 3, 2...